Chrono Odyssey is an upcoming MMORPG that reminds me a lot of New World. It has third-person action combat, and it's set for release in Q4 2026 this year. It'll be available on PC, Xbox, and PS5. The monetization hasn't been announced yet, but the devs have said many times there will be no pay to win. Now, there has been a chance to play the game already. In June of 2025, Chrono Odyssey had a 2 to 3 day beta on Steam. Unfortunately, it was not a great showing for the game. Many players were plagued with terrible frame rate, lighting issues, bugs, poor quality combat, and just overall a pretty rough experience. The good news is the devs have been super hard at work addressing these issues and have shared with us some information and footage of these updates so far. They post these on their Twitter and Discord in the form of developers notes. So at the end of 2025, they shared the third installment of these developer notes, and with this one we got some pretty substantial footage showing the improvements that they've made to the lighting. And it's got to be said, it does look a lot better. The atmosphere before it was quite washed out, whereas now it looks much like darker and grittier. The contrast looks a lot better. They also talked quite extensively about how they've improved the graphics and the optimization within the game for rendering, leading to players hopefully getting a much more stable frame rate. And then they talked about how they've made some changes to the camera, specifically with the lock-on camera. So no longer is the camera going to be like pushed into the ground when you're looking at a big enemy. Overall, this first installment for the developer notes looks very promising for Chrono Odyssey. But even more recently, we received developer notes number 4, and this has some very important changes. They've made updates to character movement, animations, combat. One of the big differences you can see here, previously, when you would do a run and jump, your character would do this roll after you land and quite often lead to you just falling off the edge of a cliff or a jumping puzzle. Whereas now, you just come to a standstill. Small change, but is going to make a big difference to how the game feels to play. Also with combat, when you would take a blow from the enemy, there wouldn't really be much indication that you were getting hit. It made the combat feel quite static, whereas now it's a lot more weighty with these big knockdown animations you can see. Overall, combat's just looking a lot better, and I am very excited to play the next beta for Chrono Odyssey. It doesn't have a release date yet, but again, with the game planning to have its full release sometime in 2026, we can assume that the beta will be this year. So let me know, what are you guys thinking about these changes to Chrono Odyssey? Are you guys excited for this one? If you want any further news on this game, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We will be covering Chrono Odyssey as updates come out.